Yo, what's up, team? Welcome back to J3 Entertainment. We're about to get that true reaction experience.
That's right, y'all. It's fight night.
Yes.
What we got for him, bro?
Death Battle presents Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
Damn. It's going to be a dark battle.
Marvel Knights versus Image.
Here it is, man.
Nicolas Cage versus Michael J. White.
Well, we already know how that really going to turn out.
Yeah.
Blood and Hellbone 2.
It's a face-off.
You right? That ain't even your face. There it is.
Oh, man.
Woo!
The man of bones versus the man named Bone.
Right?
Damn, yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. We talked a little bit about it last time.
Yep.
This is going to be one of those, I think, observation is key matches. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't really dived too much into Spawn comic books nor Ghost Rider, but I do know a little bit of something about them. So with that said, I'm personally going with Ghost Rider.
All right, bad.
But I hope the breakdown changes my mind or it keeps me on the same path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is, I'm glad they're showing Ghost Rider some love, and I'm glad they're showing Spawn some love, which gives me hope.
Yeah.
Usually when Death Battle do things like this, that means either a show or film is coming out about these characters. And we know we've been hearing a lot about Midnight Suns, and we're hearing a lot about Spawn.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So this kind of is like, okay,
Yeah.
we might be end up getting something soon, but this is going to be fun. You know what I mean? Before we dive in it, though, y'all got anything to say? Like, who you got? What's up?
I'm rolling with Michael J. White.
Okay.
Mr. Bone.
All right.
Okay. I'm going with Nick Cage then.
All right.
Ghost Rider.
All right.
bet.
All right. So this is truly a face-off. All
That
right.
ain't their faces.
All right. Somebody going to be gone in 60 seconds.
Right? Okay, let's ride.
All right. So
Eleanor.
y'all ready?
Yeah,
Put
bro.
these headphones on, man.
That was great.
All right, man. We're going to start this thing right now.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
Nice.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon.
Great series.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their
David, right?
weapons,
Yep,
armor,
keep
and
David.
skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I need that to come back. That's
Johnny
serious.
Blaze
Awesome.
has always been
Got
a
that
man
Black Panther outfit on.
possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough Wampa fruit to save him, Johnny turned to the only thing that could: chemotherapy.
devil.
Damn.
Oh,
Wait, what?
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul
Oh,
to
that'll do.
Mephisto,
Remember that?
king
Yep.
of the 8th layer of hell.
only for
Is that
Crash
Damien
to
Hellstrong?
actually live up to his name right after.
But instead of scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of divine
They've been talking
wrath,
about him a lot, man,
Zarathos,
coming in
the
there.
spirit
Yeah.
of vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into Hellfire, an undead
Believe.
skeleton biker with a sick-ass hug. The 5th scariest Nick Cage performance.
Oh,
the
great
stunt
performance.
man from
Underrated.
hell. He called himself the Daredevil.
Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Casper.
Sure, we definitely didn't forget that we named a character the same thing only 5 years earlier. All you.
The Ghost Rider was bad news for Earth sinners and scumbags. He's strong enough to pull down skyscrapers, blow up mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be
series on this
built
character.
across whole countries.
Don't even think about
Supernatural
fighting back.
motocross.
He can remake his whole body
I like
from the
Robbie,
hellfire
but-
that engulfs
Oh,
him,
man, imagine
making
him
him
Johnny Blaze.
immune to all physical damage.
Robbie had the car,
Only
right?
holy
Yeah, Robbie had
weapons
the
that
car.
target
That
his
Death Wish,
soul
that shit was cool,
can
too.
harm him.
It's not just his body. His whole arsenal is hellfire.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., baby.
Knows he can create anything he can think
So
of,
Robbie
from an
twisted
infinite
metal.
stream
Yeah,
of chains,
oh,
a
God.
shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a flaming
sweet
missile
tooth, bro.
barbed right out of his mouth. Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands,
I remember
raining
that.
down from the sky, or released from his...
His boner, Wiz.
I'm watching that
Get it?
tonight.
And it doesn't just scorch
Retro
flesh.
rewind.
Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's
remember this
successor,
episode, too.
his own brother, Danny Ketch.
Danny Ketch,
Oh yeah. Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with
that's
just a
definitely
look. The penance stare.
The penance stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others.
There it is.
Every cruelty, no matter how
That's
small
his ace
or
in the hole,
righteous,
bro.
is
Yep.
reflected back. a biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul. It even works on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to
he
the
went in
soul,
that.
so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't
Wow.
regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
He didn't regret none of his actions.
Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is two souls in one body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is boundless. He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, pen and stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Damn.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far back as the Great Flood, humans have been bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his
I don't like this
divine
one.
wrath
Wow.
on Earth. A sort of
That is
heavenly
crazy.
black ops.
Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a
Fallen
demon?
angel.
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
I
Comic
need
book fan
here.
punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is
yeah.
unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus's fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself.
Nice.
Usurping the devil that ruined his life
Savage.
and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Straight
Scoring
rap
the
album right there.
total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell.
Damn.
I want to see
As they say,
this.
though, uneasy lies the head that wears
This
the
is a
crown.
movie right here.
Johnny began an
I
obsessive
messed
crusade
this
to
one
capture
up,
all
bro.
of Hell's escaped
How you fumble
demons.
this?
But by using
That's
his new power
insane,
to
bro.
damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him.
Wow.
Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just
Dr.
as
Strange
trapped by
gotta save
hell's
the day.
power as he'd always
That should be
been,
the movie.
And he needed
Yes.
Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Doctor
Though
Strange
he
versus
gave up Hell's
Mephisto
throne, the Ghost
and
Rider
Ghost Rider.
continues his war against demons without and
Jeez.
within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance,
one of
always
them just have
prowling
a-
the
have a,
highways for the
sickle
evil
and chain?
and the profane.
An
that's cool.
unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could
Damn.
make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Eat that,
Maybe
Galactus.
one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
As they sure as hell
Good
won't
shot.
find
Great
any in
advantage.
his.
Oh man.
Yeah. They need to stop
If
playing.
Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin,
Jai White, baby.
Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly red.
Until his final fateful mission when, per his
Jason
boss's
Wade.
orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut
I'm
a
on
deal
a
with Malvosia, the
highway.
big, naked lord of the eighth
God.
circle of hell.
By their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's blood.
Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later. After his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
There, you
Cheyenne.
saw her.
Yeah.
Now get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge wizard and despair.
Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden
Full
while
power.
slowly uncovering the full breadth of his
Mortal Kombat.
demonic powers.
He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control and absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well, he tried to do that, but Malbolgia cursed him so that he could only make himself...
Damn.
Yeah.
It's petty trolling like that gets you a throne in hell.
To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply
The
drive
violator
you
was the mutated
mad.
one, right?
Spawn can do all
Yeah, I
this
think
crazy
so. Now,
shit
Overkill was
because he
the
runs
assassin.
on necroplasm. Basically,
But he
hell
did get his
juice.
body back.
You're
at
not
one point,
wrong.
Yeah, he did.
Necroplasm is the
He lost
energy
his
that
powers
makes
when he
up
did it,
hell
though, right?
itself.
Yeah, it was a
Al's
sacrifice.
undead
It was
body
like a
is
give or take
composed of
situation,
400 pounds of it.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your
that what
evil
Jessica
and
took
feed
over?
off of it. By simply
remember.
walking on Earth,
Malbolgia
Spawn
was like, you
feels
can't have
all
it
of
both ways.
humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like
Oh,
Jesus?
shit.
Or he can do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on others over your
What are you looking
whole
at?
life.
That's dark,
Like
bro.
some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's
There
got
it
a
is.
limited amount of the stuff,
Right.
and it drains every time he uses his powers.
That is true.
If he
Yep.
runs out,
That's why he
he's
uses the
dragged
gun
back
and
to
stuff.
hell.
Yeah.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's red? Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims.
Wow.
Also a
This is
touch
dark,
of
bro.
vampire for good measure.
K7 Letha is
This is
constantly
gay.
evolving. It can
Yeah,
act
you like
independently
this
to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or
can't
drain
watch
people of their
Or-
power.
yeah, yeah.
It is the
Bro,
most
this is
potent
not
weapon
much more.
Hell has ever created.
It even helped Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted
Dr.
as a
Manhattan
buffer,
here.
allowing
More
him to
supernatural.
survive.
You'd think
I
with an
needed
arsenal like
Constantine,
that,
too.
he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own... how do I put this?
Humanity.
Stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed. Until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time we've seen someone accidentally kill themselves and survive.
On his quest as Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has defeated a serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawns.
Kinda cool.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Malbolgia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that'd kill all of humanity.
Because the reason Malbolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Al was nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn
need to see a
marched down
Freddy
to
versus
hell and
Spawn.
ripped Malbolgia's head off. With a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality, Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of hell.
As king, Spawn is literally a part of hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other hell lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this god and Satan to begin with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the tree of life, Spawn became truly divine,
That was kinda
capable of
tight. Wow.
battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven and hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. But
Wow.
he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can angstingly brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if you threaten the alley he calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
No pun intended.
Here we go. Let's get it.
All right,
Look at this.
Highway to hell.
Data through all possibilities.
Nice.
It's time for
Oh,
one
man. That
hell
automatically
of a
took him out.
death battle!
Woo! Here we go. Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Nights like these
Michael J. White.
drive me insane.
I don't know. I'm down
Brimstone
to
in
get
the
it.
air.
Right?
Something's coming.
It's gonna be a
I'm
hell of a
hesitant
match.
Wants a
now.
piece of me. There'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me.
Oh, that's very
Shoot them bullets, bro. Damn.
Yeah, we got the medal too.
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
Oh,
Get him.
Can you do an equalizer and put a clock on it? Countdown?
Spawn has a countdown for his power.
yeah, the limit to his yeah.
Each time he uses it, it drains some of his power. And if it hits zero, yeah.
Oh, okay, now I get it. Okay, bet.
Infinite. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Oh,
Can you bring him down there to hell with
Yep.
him?
gonna take a trip.
What you talking about, homie? I live down the block.
The dual truck. Oh, nope. Oh, I missed the time. Yeah, you missed the time.
Be damned.
Bro,
That was cool right there. You see Kratos eating popcorn in the corner?
Yep.
oh my god.
Finish him.
Okay.
The vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness.
Damn.
God forbid.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Golly.
Ooh.
Why is that shaking?
Oh man, this is dope.
Oh. He went through.
Al Simmons, your sins
Here we go.
are innumerable.
Oh, oh.
To wreak vengeance upon your
Oh.
sin for breakfast. Taste of your own goddamn medicine.
Oh.
They backing it up.
Yep.
what you said. Nothing personal, asshole.
Damn.
0 for 3.
Woo! Literally. This was a
I didn't know after I found he could do that.
Right?
Right?
Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos'
Zarathos never
influence.
broke
So
free.
Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat
Yep.
and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison.
That's right, got it.
Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare. Just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time with the Lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos could.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that had spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers,
down to
which
resistance.
has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Michael Shy White.
It's time on
Oh, man.
Death Battle.
Good job.
Oh,
Shit.
oh.
Subscribe and join
Okay.
as a member to see more Death
Okay.
Battle. Thanks for watching.
Now we got to finish Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not mad at the results, bro.
I'm not
mad
either.
at
Nah, me
I
either.
got an epic Hellfest.
Yeah,
Great.
man. That shit was dark. It was
I
cool
enjoyed
though.
this.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool. It was
And
cool.
they made sense of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on both ends.
Blow for blow, it was dope.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I said Ghost Rider because of the penance stare. Like, even with them saying Spawn has a similar power, I thought the damnation stare would put it over the edge for getting the power up that Spawn would get in hell.
Yeah, you a Spawn fan, bro. You went straight against him, bro.
I
Man, I didn't know you can do all that.
I was like, man, it feels like, because the thing is,
Polar
if
opposite.
you say Ghost Rider can at his full power can fight on par with Galactus and Mephisto on universal level, and Spawn can't, it's like, okay,
But he fight against
but it was
heaven and hell.
yeah,
like,
he
so.
yeah, but on that level in that universe, God and Satan are also the youngest of the children of the mother of creation. So they locked it. It was like putting them on timeout. Go somewhere. So
From what I learned, I totally disagree. You're talking about creators versus someone who needs to eat a planet to survive.
True.
It's life or death, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. But he's
But
strong.
he did break that barrier though, and I like how they explained that because Spawn had limitations, he had to be precise.
Yeah.
So he used the right technological advances, the time traveling, the stealthing, so he was able to maneuver and bring the fight to him.
Yeah.
Like
Ghost Rider, they said he's direct to the point. They said he's all about the getting your soul.
Yeah.
There was no skill, just going directly after you. Spawn was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
okay.
Because if you like literally look at it, I understand it because on a pure skill basis, right? Al Simmons was a soldier, special ops, right?
Yeah, one was a daredevil.
Yeah, right. And Johnny
you
Blaze
go.
was So them two in a fight, you already know who's going to win. So I understand. Let's start. I'm not mad.
No, yeah, the battle was tight, man. The breakdown was great.
It was a fair fight. They explained both sides of the evil. There's levels to it. Always has.
I thought it was gonna be whoever gets to the stair first, not realizing he
I
could
thought
just
it was gonna be a staring
right?
contest. See who just survives.
Like,
nah,
yeah.
nigga, you think you more evil than me, nigga? What?
He just said, he just said your stare ain't nothing.
Basically.
I eat. What do you say? I eat spirits, souls for
breakfast.
breakfast or something.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Like I eat sin for breakfast.
Yeah,
Like,
sin.
bruh,
Yeah.
I'll let you look into mine. See
Yeah.
what I've been through.
Yeah.
I eat sins for
And he
breakfast,
showed it to him.
bro.
He showed it
Man.
to him, basically.
Reflected. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Damn.
dope.
You think you've been through something? Watch this.
That fool said, "I be down." He said, "You will." Damn.
Use it.
I was
Only in
coming with
America.
I was coming with them puns, bro. That was
Yeah,
tight. That
it
was
was
tight.
dope.
That was tight.
Use them chains.
Very
put
creative.
them chains up into a skeleton and pull them.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that was cold, man. Great.
Death Battle was so unique and exciting. Lets me know that I need more Ghost Rider and Spawn content.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. But I'm seeing a
I-
trend lately, bro, with them. Like, they're doing a lot of, I guess you can say, hell-based evil villains. It's like the villain edition of them.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Because, like, the last one we had was Kratos and, what's his name, Ashur?
yeah.
Okay.
Ashura.
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 Yeah, like, that was kind of... And then we have this one, and then the next one is Shigaraki versus Mojito.
And they have a universe
yo.
within themselves, like just
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's like
Powerhouses.
villain darkness to the full extent this season, man.
Give me my supernatural verse. Just give me.
Darkness.
Yeah, it's time.
But you already know, guys, it's not about us.
It's about
For
y'all.
sure.
Post your comments down below. Let us know what you guys thought about this match and who did you go with and why. Put in the comments down below because we like to have these conversations moving forward with these episodes because this is what makes the Death Battle a great match. You know what I mean? It's just like a boxing match. You talk about the spectating, you're in the back spectating, talking about who you thought was going to win and why they won.
Always.
I love it. I have to agree with them though. I didn't know Al Simmons can do all that, and when I saw it, it conflicted me.
Oh, okay.
He definitely had more powers than I remember.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to figure out. You can watch Spawn and hype about Ghost Rider, but you can't watch Michael Myers or Jason.
That's phenomenal.
I'm lost. I'm lost for words, bro.
That's
that makes no sense, right?
Right.
Like they're actually in the source, and they're outside just hacking fools.
Yeah.
And he can't watch that.
In a normal world.
Said I can't watch Evil Dead,
Yeah.
but watches Spawn and Ghost Rider,
Right. Evil to the max.
where they sold their soul.
Yeah. Right there in this
And
directly.
he's trying to prevent people from losing their soul.
Yes.
But he can't watch that.
Right.
But he watches colors.
Right. Hey.
I'm lost, man. Ice-T came thinking this
That's
one
an
out.
interesting question, though.
Yeah, one was a cartoon. One gives me ghost pains. Leave me alone.
What was a cartoon?
That's funny.
Spawn?
Spawn is a movie.
Yeah, and also a cartoon.
But it's a movie and it's a comic book that you read, watch, indulge in it.
It had- yeah,
you
I
reading
read-
you're reading the context of it, bro. But you told us you can't watch it now. Come on, dog.
I
Come
never
on.
said I couldn't watch it. I've watched it.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
I watched it.
All right, man.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
It's
Yeah.
funny, right?
Yeah.
He's hype, bro. Ghost Rider. Man, I didn't know he had that type of power, bro. Because, you know, when he sold his, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Hey, you want to go watch Michael Myers? No, I don't mess with that.
It's reverse effect.
What are you talking about? You just hyped on Ghost Rider, bro.
Hey.
And Spawn, bro. Like, come on,
Like
dog.
Your boy
I'll
Bruce
say
Campbell,
this.
man.
I'll
I'm
say
shocked
this.
you didn't rock with the Bruce Campbell. Like that's
don't-
comedy though.
I don't read
Yeah.
those comics no more. I never read much of the Spawn comics, cartoon and movie. But I'm taking that back. Ghost Rider. But for Spawn, I read the beginning, like maybe to like 100 or something like that.
Oh, the early stuff.
I read the early stuff.
It was always evil.
Yeah,
you can't get out of this, bro. It's always evil, bro. Al Simmons is a mercenary, bro, who died, who sold his soul to see his wife one last time, bro. You can't get past that, bro. Michael Myers is just killing people, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And Jason, I can't wait till that Voorhees movie come out, or the show, and break it down even more. But you know what I mean? He brought back his mama. Yeah. All right, bet. Let's run it. What about Freddy? Nope. Damn. All right. It's not about us.
It's about y'all.
Post your comments down below and let us know what's wrong with this guy right here and how you can watch all that and be hyped on it, but can't watch Freddy.
Ash Williams, bro. Groovy. What the hell?
I'm lost for words, bro.
It's my boomstick.
Man.
I thought you were really rolling with that one. I'm shocked.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
He ain't
Bruce
rolling
Campbell
with it, bro.
tight, man.
If you're new to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Thumbs this video up. Don't forget to share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon, where you can watch a whole bunch of other content.
You know what to do.
Press the button.
Also, you want to show this channel some love, make sure you join the YouTube membership in a link down below.
What are you waiting for?
Do it.
I'm J3.
You're on the show guy. Ninja Assassin.
It's your boy C.
Road to 100,000 subscribers.